trying to think of ways to do that faster.
We play till the story is done, but
I might have a way to do it since I do still have that video editing software that I acquired. I could do it in Blender in parts. Yeah. Since each instance of Blender would be running on its own core.
We play until a good narrative end, but if I can end it without us having to play
she restarted it.
Waffle-late.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. As some of us do like to sleep.
Sweet.
Do in the dark.
What is that?
I know, right? Creepers.
No, some do it vertically. Some do it while sitting down.
So we're just waiting on Nick and Vince.
Still plugged in? Alright, cool.
Yeah, I hope so. That
She said it was good.
That thing likes to lag the fuck out when it's coming back. Well, every now and then, it doesn't always.
Cider.
Am I still in front of the freaking Light of Doom? She said it looked good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Just what we'll have to do is I don't know, we'll probably put the covers again, just on the front part of it.
I am tall enough to block that one, so it's that one.
Well, we'll get them both, just in case.
Yeah.
Just on the front side, just have the light.
Because I might not be able to hear all the time.
Yeah. There may be times when you can't show.
Like, oh, I need to go to an exam. And again, I might as well just stay up and study for it.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I can't wait.
It depends on this teacher if he's a dick or not. If he's a dick, I'm gonna fly and fuck.
Wow, Rotmere hasn't fought with no weapons in a long time.
Well, it's an incredibly bad idea for non-monks to do so.
It feels different.
Or anyone who isn't trained to fight with it.
More
trained to like.
You ready? Six damage a hit.
Y'all want me to like swap places with somebody? Do you want me to swap places with somebody?
For now, we're good. We're good for today. But what we'll do next week is I'll probably scoot back a little bit more, just so that way you guys can kind of crush in on.
Well, if Steven wants, you can switch with it, Nick.
We'll leave it the way it is for now, just so we're not messing with everything again.
Yeah.
I was just going off of what you were telling me earlier.
You know, but I do want to. I'd like everybody to be on camera.
Except for me, because I'm
not.
ugly and
Well,
ashamed
huh?
of me.
I'm not.
You're not on camera?
No, I got like, you get like a shoulder of it.
Well, Steve, move that way.
Well, it's because he's got that in front of him. Now you can see like.
Actually, that wire has the most leeway to move.
Yeah. So
this one has
yeah,
like no leeway to move.
Okay.
We want everybody on camera if we can. People
I tried tilting the camera slightly back this way.
I think what she's saying
Slightly.
is I don't want to be on camera.
We want you to be on camera.
Didn't move it very much.
Yeah, I'll be like looking at
But you always do this one.
You gotta be one of the dudes. Yeah, we all want to see your facepalm moments.
There's a lot.
Yo, there's a lot of that over here.
I know,
There's a double like, oh god.
I swear you can hear Steven and I rolling our eyes.
So you got facepalm, Jack Nicholson.
And then Steven and I both went like. Oh.
Okay, we're gonna come back in 5, 4.
Let me get the comments so
Okay.
I know who it is.
Yeah, double check.
Patsy Haley.
Okay, so we'll come back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Dice and Dudes. Coming back from our break, get started on the next leg of tonight's game session. We'd like to go ahead and pause real quick, just to wish Patsy, a viewer of ours, a very, very happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
There we go. Look at the
Roddy is not.
We greatly appreciate the views, and we hope you're enjoying yourself watching us as much as we enjoy playing. So keep watching, and hope you have a great, fantastic birthday. Coming back in, Perry, you catch the last punch Rotmere delivers to this gentleman until he timbers onto the ground. Gorant has went on his own separate ways. He has a different watering hole that he uses, but you see what's happening there, and then see the one that he's fighting immediately sit down and start buying them drinks, and the mood doesn't change really. Besides maybe the level of testosterone coming down just a little bit. What do you do?
I go up and pull out my flute and join the band.
Roll me a performance
Put
check.
your flute away. Nobody wants to see that.
It's not the skin flute.
Skin flute. That's what I expected.
It's the one we're used to him playing with.
Over the corner.
11?
11.
Oy.
You give it an okay attempt. A couple of times when you toot a little bit off key, you see the tabaxi give you a. But Flynn is actually sings a few songs with them. After a while, the band themselves, they take a short break to gather around a table and have a few drinks of themselves, and they invite Flynn over, and they begrudgingly invite you over as well.
I don't notice that I played off or anything. I think I did better than Flynn.
You sounded great. Sounded fantastic.
Amazing. That's like one of the few things like,
So, as you all continue the frivolities of the night, you drink to excess.
Well, me and Braggart are comrades in drinking.
For the first time in a long time, Trisman, you see Rotmir get schlockered. I mean, to the point where he falls asleep at the table he's sitting at, and Grizza comes out and just throws a blanket over him.
Yeah, but I have a room that I can put him in.
He looks like he's comfortable right there. But I got her a nice feather bed for you if you like.
Yeah, that's fine.
She looks over at you. Are you drinking to excess? So yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're still drinking enough that even with half of it non-alcoholic, you're still getting... Because it's not water, it's not cleaning out your system at all.
I'll be here all night.
So you drink until, like him, you just kind of at the table. A fire is built, there's a roaring fire near you guys that keeps you guys warm throughout the night. Wardens that are on duty tend to walk around and throw a few more logs on the fire as people kind of party until probably 2-3 a.m. before they stagger off and get ready for the real festivities of the following day. Now you all, the two of you fall asleep there. Grizza will approach the rest of you and I have 2 other rooms available. If y'all like special rate for the Knights of Fate.
Yeah, I will take one.
I'll take a bath.
2 silver for the bath, please.
Oh, alright.
Would you like the room as well or no?
I'll take the room.
well,
So,
I'm skilly.
This is 2 of the bedrooms are on the 2nd floor. There are 4 bedrooms on the 2nd floor, but one is Griz's, one is her daughter's, Lydia's. The other 2 are free wall, and there is a 3rd floor that the 3rd floor has, which is the room she rents to you, has 2 other rooms there. One of those has already been taken, and it's been taken by the woman in the red cloak that is drinking with you all. Seems as if she is a traveling mercenary, tends to do caravan guarding and things of that nature. You take the other room. It's soft beds, it's warm, and it's very nice. Valis and Arnus, where do you guys
Nah, man.
He is.
But you don't want to be wrapped in Arnold's big strong arms?
The things may keep you
No.
warm all night.
You guys
Isn't
go
it
Never.
to the other
feather
place.
He also
To go
just
to
met
Kana's.
his wife, so you might get a little poking.
Well, he hasn't mentioned that to anybody yet.
Who, wait, what? Oh, right. Wait, who didn't what? You. Oh, right.
I felt
No,
You
I'll
can
go
go
back
to
to-
Kana's. Remember, he said that you guys
Kana's.
could go
Yeah,
there.
that's where he's supposed to go.
Well,
So you guys
you
can go
mentioned
to
it
Jilly's?
To Jilly's.
Aye. Yeah.
And you have to mention him.
Do you guys drink to excess as well or no?
No.
And no? So you guys get to Jilly's. When you all leave, it's probably about 10 at night. They're still heavily drinking. He's drinking. He's still hanging out with the musicians as well as Perry. Triswin has been fending off the advances of a couple of different drunk men throughout the night, and pleas of I'm married.
Have I had to punch anybody? Because I'll do it.
Yes, both of them.
No.
In fact. Which after that, the one got the hint instantly. The other one like, I like 'em fiery, and he hit him again, and he went down like a sack of potatoes. You two can find Jilly's fairly easily. Grizzly can actually point you in that direction, and she lives in a house far too large for her and her 2 children.
Wow.
But you get the sense that how much do you offer for the rooms?
Yeah, gold piece.
Oh, I'll for a gold piece as well.
She happily accepts the 2 gold and offers you 2 rooms. They're fairly nice. They look like they've been made up specifically for people staying over, and that's probably why people tend to have extra bedrooms in here. Is during these festival times, it's always extra money in your pocket.
Right.
The next morning, let me go ahead and do this real quick. The next morning,
Am I found in a very ignominious position?
oh, you are like you're drooling into your beard. You're just snoring away. You wake up because you smell something sweet and tasty placed in front of you. And when you
Constitution save? Because it's not a full rest?
No, you get a full rest. Yeah. You get a deep sleep. When you pull your head up, your beard is kind of like pressed up against your face, and then you got bed beard.
Okay.
I know you've experienced this, as I have too.
I pull out my little mirror and I get my brush and I braid.
There is a hot steaming bowl of oatmeal that has been placed in front of you, and same thing with you, Throck, as you kind of groggily wake up. It's like right next to your face. As you wake up, you see it. It smells sweet, and it tastes sweet. It is maple syrup. Very, very nice. You actually have the room, as well as you and you, Perry. The 3 of you are awoken early in the morning for bacon and eggs.
Before sleep, I will paint Throcket's face with berry juice. The traditional symbols of the phallus.
Oh no!
Not that.
I'm gonna find some time to reattune to my Cowl of the Bat.
Okay. So decide what you're gonna
sword.
to. Okay. So no sun sword, but Cowl of the Bat. Okay.
That's Throcket.
So you all,
Sorry.
you guys wake up to bacon and eggs, and
Minus a hole in my head.
she likes her bacon crispy, so it's almost burned black.
I'm fine with it.
And she likes her eggs over easy, and she's pretty good at making them over easy too. So you guys have yourselves a pretty solid breakfast. You find. I would like both of you guys to go ahead and roll me just a straight d20. Just tell me whatever number you get.
I've got a lot of new D20s to try out, so
2 1.
Yeet. 10.
11.
11 and
10.
10. So the oatmeal helps as a hangover cure. And after ingesting it and drinking yourselves a couple of cups of water, you feel much better. And you feel like you can tackle the day without having too much of a pounding headache following you for the rest of the day.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Me with the pounding headache.
Arnos and Valis, you guys awake to the same smells of porridge. This one a little bit different, or I'm sorry, oatmeal. This one a little bit different, but equally tasty. She is she's short, probably 4'10".
God.
And she is as tall as she is round. But she is a very nice, jovial lady that talks to you guys with a smile on her face. But as you speak to her and tell her about some of your journeys and other things, she just kind of like nods, and it doesn't seem like any of the information is actually being absorbed. Yeah. She is incredibly nice, but she doesn't seem like she's all there all the time. You all can gather up at the Gilded Cup once again, the 7 of you, as Marketov is still under the care of Basha, as you all collect around the big wooden oak table that you tried to John Cena somebody through.
Right.
What are you all going to do?
Order a drink.
Yeah.
Easy on the drinking today, fellas.
Me.
We have a meeting with the tree.
I'll be getting a bath.
I go to no meetings. They try to make me go to one of those. I go to no meetings. Oh, wait. Wrong meeting. My bad.
That's okay.
I'm not a quitter.
You don't have to go unless you really want to.
Thraka,
Hi.
do us all a
You're
favor.
from the
Just
area. Do you
try
know
not to
Tendai
think.
Davidalis?
That's what that one guy
Tendai
that's in our
Davidalis.
do. Think about how his asshole hurt.
Roll me a history check.
So gross.
My dream.
I'm gonna go see a blacksmith about some armor.
15.
Well, you know, he hasn't even, he's starting today. You guys wake up probably about 8 a.m.
You probably
And I'm
will.
sorry?
15.
Tendai Davidalis is the leader of this enclave of House Baudelus, of House Baudelus. House Baudelus is the Dragonmark house of handling.
Yep.
They
Riders
are
House
in
from
charge
Dallas.
of breeding mage-bred creatures. The stagecoaches that House Orion uses for their stagecoaches, they use them. The mage-bred horse that Rotmir bought for his sister that has met its demise at the hands of the quarry was bred by House Baudelus. They are based here in the Eldine Reaches, but Greenheart is not where they call home. Straya, a city to the south. That's where their main base of operations is. Not too much call in this area for steeds and beasts of burden, besides oxen, which there are plenty of. But with your 15, you know that Tendai Davidalis, she is famous for domesticating owlbears.
Oh.
Albers.
I want an owlbear.
How did I not see that? The way you said it threw me off.
Water deep.
Well, funny that you should mention her. You'd probably find her to a city down in the south, but she really likes to tame those owlbears.
She's a prominent figure in this community, and in festivals and things like that, she always has a place of honor.
Ah. But you know what? You might just find her.
Are you trying to get something?
You could say that.
What are you gonna buy?
I want an owlbear.
That does sound intriguing.
That sounds awesome.
Who's an owlbear?
He turns into a T-Rex. I want a fucking owlbear.
What is?
I don't think we need any more beasties running about.
Bear.
Oh.
Coming
Is it
from
kinda like
you,
this one?
I want an owlbear. I want the big bird.
Well, fine.
So that's a rather interesting question. You're not planning to go get yourself domesticated, are you? I thought you
I don't
already.
even know what that's supposed to mean.
I thought you already are, pretty well hitched to a fang.
They teach you how not to shit on the carpet.
Does it go along the ways of
Wait, are
no
you married
mistress?
to her?
Yes, mistress. Sorry,
I don't know.
mistress.
But do you get a harness?
I think he does.
you've
Flynn.
never
Wow, that's
asked.
getting That is getting this conversation here is
Technically-
most disturbing.
Technically, you guys did kill Alita's husband.
So, because we killed her husband.
Oh God, is that a mating ritual for
Oh
Faye?
my God, David.
Killing the
You
previous
made him
husband?
get married to the
It's
Fae.
It's like
Can I make a
the
history
praying
check?
mantis, but
Yes,
the
oh
next
my
one has
God.
to kill the previous one.
I don't think
Religion check?
Rotmir's not really book learned enough to know about
Religion
stuff like
check to
that.
see if it's
I
a
do.
custom.
I'm checking this.
Sure, I'll let both of you roll. I can let Rotmir roll. Let's see if you can roll a natural 20.
Disadvantage.
Religion?
3 plus.
21.
So
Wow.
2, actually 2.
Yeah, that's a 6. 7. So I probably don't.
Well, you've read quite a bit about the Fae. You've never really read about their mating rituals, or
God.
how they get married and things like that. Like that really wasn't a source of interest for you. But now you're thinking maybe you should check up on that.
24?
A lot of
Same thing.
long,
It's-
lonely nights in the library.
Henry just flat out makes it up that's what they're meeting.
My left hand don't work no more.
Well,
So does that mean you're
switch to
married?
the right, stranger.
Oh, I'm not the
Change
only
of
married
nature.
one in the party.
Yeah, he makes a beautiful wife.
Oh,
doesn't he?
Yes,
that's what they
Mazel
do.
Tov. Here's a wine glass. Let's smash it.
A wooden cup.
I could smash it.
Which,
I can smash
which begs the question: why does he want to go see Tendai?
Are you buying her a gift?
Me?
I think he is the gift.
I would like all of you except for you to roll an insight check.
Who, me?
No, everyone except for Arnos.
Oh, of course. It's against me. I should be rolling bluffs.
No,
Matter.
this is a static thing because you're not bluffing. It's just whether or not they can tell.
18.
18.
Oh,
I know nothing.
motherfucker. Hold on. That is a 23.
Yeah. You two. Now is when you finally begin to pick up on it, and he seems. The last time you've seen him so full of pep and energy, and more alert, is the last time was when you guys were in Mark Dar, was after him meeting Queen Alita. And you notice that like the longer he goes without seeing her, the more he just kind of slowly gets down and down and down until it seems like it almost affects him physically. All of a sudden he looks reinvigorated. When he's been looking down the last probably about a week he's been looking down.
Alright.
I know I sense the great evil.
Same thing.
Fergie wants snoo snoo. Fergie
Kiss my
wants
feathered
snoo
ass.
snoo.
Have you seen your wife lately?
Yes.
Yes. Scrawl.
Does this have anything to do with
In
the
my mind, it's
favor
like, oh, he's with his
that
wife.
was asked?
Why'd you ask?
That's right. We owe her a favor, don't we?
What does she want?
What's this V shit? I didn't agree.
V?
No,
Shot us out of Mardar.
Well, you're way better off not knowing.
I would have got
Wait,
us out.
what does she...
Why?
Especially you.
What you do with your wife is between your wife and you. I don't need to know about it.
Well, usually,
Good man.
I have some strange sex toy.
usually what happens between his wife and him ends up ruining our day. So it's kind of our problem too.
Well,
To be
the
fair,
more
she's
you
never
keep...
not come through.
Exactly, which is why I...
Don't be fair. I don't want to be fair.
No, you never
Playing
want to be
devil's
fair. She's
advocate
always
here.
come through.
He
You know,
has a point.
I do
Wife
kind of
does
like
always
this
come
one.
through.
Maybe
It's a fairy.
Yeah, that's the only
Is
point
she
he
the
has
one
is
that-
in
Is
the
there some way
top
I
of his
can
head.
help
She's
him?
not to be
Make a meal
trusted.
for?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Queen Alita, yeah.
The
The
fewer
one
people
that
who are
when you look
involved,
at her,
probably the
and
better.
you're always trying not to look. You're always trying to like look at her face because she's usually naked or close to it.
Hey, she's been fancy lately. She's like she's been going to church.
Well, yes, because she's wearing like a
Saturday
see-through,
church.
like satin. That was about as fancy as it gets. She's very much a. She's
All natural.
She's so beautiful to the point where your mind almost like instinctively rebels against it.
Yeah.
It's that she's so beautiful it's almost alien.
Which it is.
You know, I have to say though, she does come through. She helps us out.
Granted, I've only heard stories about her helping us out, but I do like her.
Alright, what exactly
From
are
the
they
stories,
for?
you tell a good story.
You really don't want to know the details, you know.
I
but
want to know what it is. You probably want something.
There's an orb.
You know. I don't
Details.
remember.
Yeah, you should probably leave.
Don't you have that?
Leave.
Actually, no.
Between sworn oaths and zones of truth, you should leave.
Do
You
you
should
take your
probably
sister with
fuck
you?
it off.
Wait,
No. Does that mean that?
So you
Fuck
also
it off.
No,
Before I
let's-
ask this question.
as soon as they say this to Tristan, you see Rotmir stand up and just start walk off.
Thanks for understanding, Thunder Gods.
You should go check on him.
He's not well.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
should
how
go-
you guys do not see that.
He's not. You
She
should go
walks
check on him.
up.
So you
Gets
walk
up.
off following them? Okay.
Yeah.
So now the rest of you at the table, we'll get to you two in just a minute, but the rest of you guys at the table.
Well, since the rest of you insist on not buggering off, I need to steal an orb.
Orb
Yeah.
of what?
I don't know what it is, just an orb.
Details.
Pretty orb. Onyx and what was the
Sapphire.
other? Onyx and sapphire colors swirling within.
Can I make a check to see what it is?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, great.
There's
I
so
ain't
many
getting-
orbs and
No.
it's like
Well,
Did she give a name?
No, she didn't. She was deliberately vague.
I reckon. Oh, you're right. I reckon if a Fae wants
Maybe we
an
could just
item,
buy
then
it.
it probably is.
Well,
Hopefully.
I was merely tasked with retrieving it.
Well, you might have to do a favor
If
for
you
the
want to
lady.
try and buy something that we
Offering
don't even know what it
sacrifice.
is,
So who do we take it from? Buy it from.
Miss is that a man or?
it's a woman.
I kind of thought. Miss
Yeah, but,
Miss
So you know it is the mark of handling.
Well, this person is here. Yeah.
She'll be
I
here.
believe.
No, she lives here.
Oh, she lives here. Okay, then yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she lives here, and you guys know where she lives because she lives in the nicest house in Greenheart.
So we go knock on the
200
door.
feet above your heads.
So we go knock on the door. He calmly explains that we need one of our treasured objects for some crazy fey queen who we owe a debt. And
Well, if you really wanted to, you go ahead
Well, I
and do
sneak
that.
in the back door?
Well, that's why I was going to leave you guys to the party and just sneak in. That way, if I get caught, I'm the only one implicated.
I like his plan.
Hey.
That's fine.
Or you can go knock on the door, question about it, ask about it directly, and distract everyone in the house.
And
Who
then
would
pay
already-
yourself.
And then, yeah.
You know that one spell that I do that, you know...
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah, exactly. You
Well,
want that?
You have to be with him for that to work.
Aye. Crap.
Well, that's why I reattuned to this thing.
I feel a great need to go speak to somebody famous high in a tree.
Aye.
I hate
Well,
you.
that is the unknown.
Speaking of
I hate you.
things that might have been stolen, did you ever end up with that book that I left with you back at the...
Yes.
Apparently I have, yes.
Ah,
It's good reading.
Well, at
What was
least,
it about?
at least this stuff will
but,
serve a purpose.
a lot of history. Some of it that you know has been discounted, but perhaps this is one of the earliest texts that you've ever read. And you can tell it's from the Kornberg Library.
I mean,
Oh my god, the one.
Problem is, it's probably lost to the fires that took over the camp.
oh, that's what I was asking, if he still had it.
Hopefully the-
That book,
there-
is, like, you know how heavy that book was, yeah.
Oh, it was
Probably.
Hopefully the magical RFID tag that was undoubtedly stored within that book burned with it.
I'm gonna check on
That's a shame.
Microsoft.
I was kind of hoping to return that.
So you head off to go talk to Martin
What?
Top?
Get rid
You
of
know
the
what?
price on your head.
I'm gonna go talk to a
And let
fancy
me
lady.
tag along with you. I have a few things about myself that maybe, who knows what healing.
So the two of you head there, and then you want to go talk to the fancy lady.
this
Eh?
What are
Um,
you gonna do?
Died again.
I was also
And-
going to wait for night.
I'm drinking.
And,
I'm committed.
Just say that, you know, the demon might have a bit of... No, the demon doesn't
go
have
ahead
my
and
soul.
roll me an intelligence.
No.
Vince has a bit of my
Straight
soul.
intelligence.
Natural 20.
You think that if you speak to her about this orb, and then if she doesn't sell it to you and it immediately goes missing, that's going to implicate you immediately.
Also that, yeah, that is kind of a downside.
Well, I find that you're on your own, and I'm going to sit here and drink mead until it's time to talk to a tree.
Well, there's definitely people that can help them if they want to.
One.
More than that.
I don't know anything about it, so.
Yeah, you walked off and she walked off and you guys were, we're fucking off.
I'll happily sneak in with you.
So,
Well, I probably
Twistman
should
and Rotmir,
Myself.
as she catches up to you, she's got longer legs than you and she's never let you forget it. As she
Yeah,
catches
but
up to you,
I'm just as fast as she is now.
as she catches up to you, what do you do?
Are you going to talk or do I have to beat it out of you?
You've never beaten me up. And,
Fucking do it.
I don't
Swing
think,
on.
I'm in the right mind for you to try. I might hurt you.
I doubt it.
But, and he looks around and he...
Well, there's plenty of people milling about the streets, going around.
Is there a dark alley or...
There's no such thing as an alley in the city.
Is there a
Trees.
private place within my view?
Yeah, you could go off behind a tree. I mean, there's. I mean, imagine that this is buildings interspersed in a forest. So that, and none of the buildings are close enough together. They're all far apart from each other. But you can easily walk off to where there's not a crowd of people near one of the larger trees, get behind it, and be
Okay.
safe from view.
I wait till she loads up her off foot with all of her balance, and then I push her to one side.
Okay, roll me an athletics check. Roll me an acrobatics check.
I have no acrobatics.
Exactly. That's why he's trying to push you.
22. Natural 20.
Minus 3.
That's a 7.
So as you're walking, he suddenly pushes you. You don't fall, but he throws you off your balance where you have to take a couple of stutter steps, turn around, and now he's walking in another direction, correct?
No, I'm guiding her to that private place.
Oh, and so he pushed you towards that tree. As you look back at him, he just steps up around that tree.
Yeah, I'm guiding her to the private place.
And then Dwarven. What in Kyber was that? You could have just said, hey, go over here
Kyber
by the
Venus.
freaky tree.
Well, I saw my window and I took it. But
Could have just said,
something's wrong.
what is it?
And
I
kind
know
of
you're not
show
happy about
her
having to
the-
go, but as she says, I know you're not happy
I
to
want you to roll
go.
your perception check, please.
Ollie. That's a 6.
You remember years ago, in the middle of the night, Rotmir frantically knocked on your door. One of the only of your siblings that he could really confide in. And you always kind of felt the same with him. Rick, he'd sell secrets and he was kind of shisty, so didn't really want to do anything with him. And your eldest brother, he was always aloof. So you really connected more with Rotmir with that, and he appreciated that. You opened your door, and he closed it and conspiratorially took off his shirt, which you thought was, what the hell, and showed you on his back this strange swirling pattern that you immediately realized is the same mark that your eldest brother has. Though his is much larger, your eldest brother. And you knew what that meant. And for years, from that day forward, he never disrobed in front of anyone. When you guys would swim in the underground cavern, you'd sneak off. Rotmir would never join you all. People would whisper that he had a fear of water. He'd always be wearing long sleeve clothes no matter how hot it got. He was very protective of it. And you never told anyone about it. But you'll never forget the look of that swirling blue and violet impression on his body. That dragon mark. Now, it's no longer blue. It's deep purple. At the tips where it ends, from each pathway, as it circles about and ends, at the tip of each beginning and each end, it is almost a crimson. The skin around it looks slightly irritated. Not overly raw or red, just more irritated.
When did this happen?
I noticed it when I was bathing. It's grown and
It shouldn't be crimson.
This thing is, he shows you here. You don't remember it being there. You remember it on his back. You can see it up on part of his
It
neck
was on
and
his
his
stomach
shoulder.
before. It was always on his chest.
It was always on your chest?
back.
No,
Oh,
it
was
always
the back?
on his
I thought it was on the-
No, it was always on his
Okay.
back. But it's crawled over now. But you haven't seen it to that point.
Is that why they're calling you back?
I don't know if this happened to me. Maybe it's happening to Hasseth and anyone else in House Kondarak.
His has never been crimson though.
Well, and you know, our host, Brizza, she has a dragon mark that is almost wholly crimson.
You'd recognize that as an aberrant mark.
So maybe all dragon mark houses are having problems.
The man that Perry and Flynn and I talked to yesterday had a dragon mark as well. His was blue though, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, his was blue, so for one of the houses, but didn't see anything odd with his. You shouldn't be doing that. I mean, I thought it was as big as it was gonna get.
It's growing.
I've never really fully seen it,
And my mind is changing.
how?
You can say I have fits of rage.
That would explain last night. Do you want me to see if I can try to heal it, or should we talk to somebody? We can ask the tree. We are going to speak to the tree tonight. You can ask about that, and I can ask.
don't understand.
Or speaking to the big sentient tree. I'm not a fan of it, but it is a necessary thing. I can ask about the observatory and the keys, or the pieces of the key, and you can ask about this. Give us some insight. I don't feel good about letting you go back with this happening. Because if you go back and they keep you now.
Well, if this is in their eyes aberrant, then they won't be keeping me. They'll be killing me.
Exactly. I don't want you to go.
Well, let's go see the armor. Just walk off.
I need to buy clothes too. I'm stuck with dresses.
We go to Lester's Fine Linens.
No! Here's an outpost!
There's fine linens, the great guy.
He's branching out, franchising. Perry and Vallis, you all head to Basha's place. It looks like Basha. When you all enter, the same young man is behind the desk as he sees you all again. And hold on. She got only one or two people today to see, but hold on a minute. He goes in the back. About 5 minutes later, she comes out with a rag, wiping what looks to be some blood off of her hands. Your friend's doing a little better, but I'd like to keep him for another couple of days. You all paid me more than enough to do so, and I greatly appreciate that. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. My name's Basha.
Hey,
I'd shake your hand, but...
Oh, that's okay. I'm used to seeing the blood on the battlefield.
Well, this is more blood of creating a family.
Ah, even better blood.
Much. How can I help you?
I've gotten myself into a bit of a weird state of life.
Friend of yours?
Unfortunately.
Weird state of life.
It seems as though those states tend to follow you and your friends around.
It's more like they follow me around, but you know.
How do you mean?
He's an idiot.
Aside from that, how do I put it this way? I died. Again.
Again.
Okay. Color me surprised.
This is the last time I didn't seem to come all back.
That's a bit outside of my field of expertise, I'm sorry to say. You do look a bit sallow. Perhaps you need some rest, get some sleep.
It's a constant need of mine.
Well, everyone needs to sleep.
As in, I can never, quite get enough.
Well.
But, I don't know, I'm just trying to reach out to all things I can.
Well, if it's a spiritual matter, maybe a priest. But, I can examine you. I know as much of herbology and medical science as I do of the healing arts. I could attempt to see someone with that. Sometimes that helps when magic cannot.
Hey, I'm willing to try anything lately.
Okay. Step back here. She has you go back. She looks at you if you'd like to join them.
I'm going to talk to Sir Marketoff.
Okay. Yeah, you can. He's in the, like. It's basically just a big open room in the back, and she has one like smaller room that she uses for examinations. He's laying in a bed. He looks like he's doing a bit better, but you can tell losing the use of his left arm is really weighing on him, and he very much wants to get back on the road as soon as possible and head either Sharn or Karlakton, so that way you guys can get that water, get the holy water, and get the healing well carved, so that way he can get the use of his arm back. Because at this point he's feeling a little useless and a little disturbed that Bowl Dry hasn't simply come down and swooped down and cured his wound.
Oh, that's a very important question. Bowl Dry. You said you've met her, right?
Well, technically, Corazon was an aspect of hers, and we're married, so technically I'm married to a god. I guess she'd be my wife, I guess.
Where would Corazon be?
Corazon is Bowl Dry, so I don't think Corazon is here anymore. I think it was basically the embodiment of a test that she put me through to see whether I'd succumb to the lust of the flesh, or I would. It was a way to, I believe, a way to test me, to see if I was worthy of her gifts. And he shows it where he has the mark on his hand, and even this hasn't been able to help. I'm not sure if this is another test or not. I've never been a religious man before. If this is the way it is, it's a lot of tests, and I'm a terrible note taker.
That is life. I can get us to Sean.
Well, when I have the energy to move, I'd greatly like you to take me there. I'm sure we can find a priest powerful enough to bless the water for us.
True.
Over to you. She takes you in the room. All right. Take your shirt off. Get up on the bench there.
Before she even asked me, I already have half off.
When she turns around and sees, you look down and it's like it happened yesterday.
Same pain and everything?
If you touched it, it's still tender. It doesn't hurt unless you physically, but you can literally stick your finger still about a half inch to, in some places, maybe just a quarter inch into some of these wounds. You can still feel that the flesh behind is knitted, but the wounds are still there. And she lets out a gasp. Oh, gods! Lady Bowl Dry, what happened to you?
A lot.
And she begins very aggressively, like opening some of these up and looking, and it hurts. But I mean, she's poking and prodding, and
I do my best to put on a good show for her.
I don't understand. How are you alive? You said you came back like this. Look,
Aye.
Resurrection's not something that happens often, but from what I understand, if it's able to be accomplished, then anyone who has wounds, they're healed when they come back.
Like I said, it wasn't 100% successful.
Well, I'm sorry to say, the greatest feat that I have would be with the help I'm going to supply to your friends, but I don't think that would assist you at all, because you're not actually hurt.
Maybe not so
It's
much
just holy.
5 minutes ago.
Well, whatever malady you have, it's not one of the flesh. I would suggest repent. Talk to a priest.
I need lots of that.
Head to the Coldenberg Library and research whatever that is. But that is well beyond my purview.
Well, thank you for taking a look.
I'm sorry I can't assist you.
It's alright.
Now, as you turn to leave, she's like,
A gold piece for your troubles?
she takes it and puts it in her pocket.
So I have a
Code
question,
cards,
right?
thank you.
So he has perpetual holes. Like I didn't realize that they're that deep. Does he have to like when he cleans himself, whatever? Do they grow like mold or like what is that like? Since you're the one that left them in him, I'm curious now. Like does he have to
showered? He didn't have to clean them out, but
They collect lint like a belly button?
not really.
Oh.
But
like if he falls shirtless in a puddle of mud, does he have to dig the grains of sand
Yes.
and grit out?
you'd have to try.
But this is Perry.
You're collecting more dirt in your holes than usual there, lad.
He's a dirty man.
No.
Dirty man.
You all have noticed that as time has gone on, he looks more and more like he's tired, though you don't feel any different. But he's definitely dropped about 10 to 15 pounds.
Ooh.
Is it like
Emaciated,
to
like
begin with.
sunken in
Yeah,
eye.
he always looks like he hasn't slept in days. He looks very sallow. He's much paler than he was. Like, he gets more sun than any of you all, and he's getting slightly paler.
like
Well,
my
because I'm
color,
covered
right?
in feathers.
Not quite to where you are yet, because you're super. Well, actually, you've tanned up a bit because you've been out in the open. But at your whitest, he's not quite there yet. But he's definitely not nearly as.
So like
tanned
a
as he
revenant
used to be.
Michael Jackson.
No, he's not quite. that
So,
skinny
is this the situation with Omo? Does it look like that?
yet. I'm sorry.
Like the situation where we're going down to Omo?
No, this is like that. You could tell he was wasting away. This, he just looks different. He has energy. He still is able to, like, what was happening to him, and there you could literally see him, like you could hear him coughing constantly, and blood was in his sputum. Every once in a while he'd have a nosebleed. This, nothing like that has happened. If anything, he seems like he can take a hit better than any of you. I mean, even Rotmir takes hits. You see him take a hit, and it's like it barely affects him.
So it's
like, can he
do I have an
like,
idea what's
little
going
mouths,
on?
Like,
Hello, my name is Perry.
No, if you try to open it, that hurts like crazy.
So please don't. Hello, my name is
It's more like you can stick your finger into it, like you can, but that hurts to do that. Oh, the rest of the time, it's like they're closed, but gentle pressure reopens them.
Sounds like a zombie.
And occasionally I, looking around and like, brains?
Zombie dick.
Brains? What?
Zombidic.
If somebody,
Can't forget zombie.
like you guys have seen this transition slowly taking over or taking hold of him. Somebody who never knew him before just walked up, they would just assume, oh, he's just tired, or he's yada yada yada. They wouldn't immediately assume that, oh, he's sick. They might be like, oh, maybe you should get some rest. Like, you've been working too hard type thing. It's not to the point of like, you look sickly near death thing. Not like when he was suffering from the wasting disease.
what type of STDs do they have in Eberron? Because he might have any of them to like the average viewer.
No.
All of them.
I
All of
cleaned him
them.
all the time.
I would have to say the prevalency of the mark of healing, with the ability to remove diseases with simple spells, STDs are pretty easily controlled in Eberron.
But what about
Well,
I
even
clear him all
with
the
him,
time.
like, even worst case scenario like him or Flynn when he's in a mood.
With Perry.
Because
Here's the thing.
this is like patient zero right here.
No, because here's the thing. Perry sleeps with people who say yes, and usually people will say yes a little more on the grimy side.
Man has
Flynn,
class.
no one says no to.
With
So
Perry,
it's-
it's not the clap, it's applause.
Yeah, right.
You whore!
Nice. That was awesome.
Thank you, Archer.
People say no to Flynn.
Rarely. Usually
There
because
was like one.
Yeah, usually because their heart belongs
Oh,
to them.
that's right.
There's been
The
two.
demon.
There's been two, but one of them was infatuated with somebody else, and the other one wanted to kill Perry. I'm sorry, killed Perry.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Right, let's
say-
get that
Yeah,
correct.
you should have
Oh,
taken
that's
this.
right. You were all because you were trying to hit on the demon, and she went past you.
The funny thing is,
And
almost
went
half the
for
people
me.
at this table have died.
No.
Yes.
No, remember Flynn said no, you can have her. Like initially, kind of like he kind of like guided her towards Perry, and
Yeah,
that's where
right.
Perry got
Oh, I
penetrated.
did, didn't I?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
helped him get
I
penetrated
helped him get
a
penetrated.
lot.
Sorry about that, buddy. At
Is
least
his-
I have your soul in my belt.
Half of it.
I'd like that.
You have no
back,
idea
please.
what's in that.
That's true.
I'm going with Perry's soul. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's ugly.
Make
It's
any
gotta be Perry's
assumptions
soul.
you like.
It smells of syphilis, you know, it's definitely his soul.
So,
God.
look, getting back into it.
Anyways.
Purple lettuce.
Arnums, go ahead and roll me a gather information check, please. I'm sorry, investigation.
Investigation.
Sometimes 3.5 still raises up the head.
Well, investigation is, gather information to a point. I believe that is probably a 16. Let's go with 16.
16?
Yeah. Oops.
You can ask actually Grizza about 10 die, and she tells you, oh yeah, she always has an honorable place amongst the nobles that come in and can speak to Olean. She always has a standing. I don't know the word I'm thinking of, but she always gives, like, if she wants to see him, she'll be there at the ceremony each year. Always has a place there.
Invitation?
There you go. She always has a standing invitation.
Invitation.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
if you all wish to speak to Olean, maybe a bit hard to do that now, considering how close it is to Midwinter Night. But you all are welcome to the party and drink with us.
We speak to Oli.
Oh, that's a great honor, but
Then we party and drink with you.
I would expect nothing less from the Mighty Nine.
99.
Wow.
That's a fake
So-
Monsieur.
Knights of Fate. Wow.
Shame.
Wow, yeah, for sure.
Shame.
Are you cheating on us
The
with another
Knights of
crew?
Fate. The Knights of Fate.
No.
We spend more time.
Yes,
we spend
critical.
more time closer to 9 than they do.
Very true. Very true. So for the Knights of Fate, I would expect no less than you all getting not only an audience with Olean, but you're all's penchant for drinking and trouble. It's well known, well chronicled by the Cornbury Chronicle.
But pension for drinking in trouble.
Like last night,
I never got in trouble. I sung and entertained the people. I am a philanthropist.
while your friend beat another man bloody into unconsciousness.
It wasn't that bad.
that
He
was
didn't
amazing.
die.
Oh, he didn't die, but he's not going to be up and about for the next few days.
Where is he? I healed him.
As far as I know, he's going to be back at the barracks. He's a warden of the wood.
Oh, that's not good.
He's got a bit of a temper.
Eh?
He may be laid up for a few days, but that's probably for the best. I'd save your heals for people who deserve it.
Well, if the goddess favors him, maybe he gets lucky and gets healed.
Mm.
Blessings upon everyone.
Blessings upon you too. Would you like another?
Yeah, I bless the meat too.
God, you get so twitchy when you do that too. Like your eyes get kind of buggy. You're like, let's five on. No, it's like
For the
like
for
you
the
know
sake
you're
of
fucking
time,
lying.
for the sake of time, night falls.
And we still haven't done the armor thing.
Did everyone die?
You guys can easily get your armor, can pick up your armor at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when he manages to finish. And once he gives you guys your armor, he turns around, bolts his shop closed and goes off, and he gets rip-roaring drunk.
He has the money to do it.
Especially now. Now he has the money to get drunk 100 times over.
Am I able to find a place while we're waiting for the armor that sells clothing?
You can find a variety of various carriages that are selling wares from all across the land. Right now, this place is almost a mecca for any kind of mercantile trade.
Wait, stuff from the
Dwarven
halls?
fashion?
Oh,
Yeah.
dwarven fashion.
In
Not your size.
oh,
Dwarven fashion and dwarven sizes. Your size, you find almost everything else, but most of the stuff that's going to fit you is men's.
I shall assist.
Is there any armor shops?
I was about to
in
say
town?
elven stuff, but no, they're
Yeah,
entirely
the one
too
that just
womanly.
closed.
Oh, the only armor shop just
that's
closed.
Yeah,
scary.
he has his 2 orders for the day. And this is like working Christmas Eve. Like he's done his 2 orders and now he's going home and that's it. Like he's not working the next day. He's not working he's not working the rest of the day. Probably just recovering tomorrow. Like this is apparently a very big deal for these people.
It's drinking
This festival, yeah.
How
It's,
much?
he
It's like
he
no
leaves
Paso
at 3
Street
o'clock,
Fest,
and
but
3
it's
o'clock
intense.
does not end until the next day.
Don't worry, I bargained for you.
He's a dwarf.
But you can easily find yourself at least some workable clothes. Nothing too ostentatious, but you can find some workable clothes for the cost of travel clothes in the player's handbook.
I will bargain for
Okay.
that.
No,
Okay. Go ahead.
you're off doing your thing. I'm with.
Oh, so you travel with her?
Please let me bargain for someone. I so
Go ahead.
rarely get to screw people out of money.
That has been a good long while since you've done so.
That's only a 27.
They'll give you 20% off. So 20% off the travel clothes.
Yay!
Fine, so 20%.
Can I find something that is reflects
Probably
my
like a
change of mind,
No, right?
How so?
more primal yet still dwarven?
What? Like
Dressing like a barbarian.
you can, well, when she's going and looking for clothing, if you follow her, she finds a place that's selling dwarven fashion, and there's some brightly red, like dwarven style tunic and trousers.
They just don't fit to
Primal,
me.
like animal furs,
Oh, yeah,
barbarian stuff.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and mainly what the people wearing in this place are animal furs and things like that. These places, Greenheart is for hunters, and they waste nothing from the animals.
Okay, so I now look like a barbarian and
Wearing plate.
wearing plate.
Barbarian
To
knight.
him too.
With,
And he did a pretty good job. He's not the best artisan, to be honest. He mainly does things like horseshoes and things like that. But he does a good enough job that it's usable now.
Okay.
So you're not suffering check penalties for anything else. So you got that. So it's working well enough. You all go around purchasing other small things like that. That stuff we can work out details
Some
on.
flamboyant
But-
clothing.
Tobacco.
It is just before nightfall
Sounds
that the revelry really begins to build,
Cigars.
as they have several of the guests of honor that show up. Tendai is among them. And with Tendai is a rather large bear, but it has the head of an owl, and feathers cover about the top half of its body. Then it like trades into fur on the back side of this creature, and she rides this creature like it's a mount.
I miss one.
This woman is probably in her late 60s, gray hair, up in a bun. She wears furs that pretty closely resemble the animal that she is riding. And while it seems like it could tear you in half, any one of you, it is as tame as a dog would be in this situation. And there's even children who come up and they'll pet it and stuff like that. And you'll have other kids like daring each other to see if they can get close to it. One of the kids is brave enough that he comes up with a rather large salmon and holds it out. And the owlbear at first looks like it's ferocious. It's got those black bear eyes, so you have no idea. It just kind of looks through you like it's calculating whether or not you're worth the energy to eat. And it looks at the kid that way. And the kid just closes his eyes and nearly pisses himself as it gently reaches out and takes the salmon from him.
I see you got a
Throck's like
type
moving
there.
through because he's wanted one of these for a
Yeah,
long
you're
time.
staring at this.
Like I'm pushing people out of the way to get closer. I want to bargain.
Oh, you see, yeah, as like there's a collection of people moving. She's just moving through. You get to the front and you start yelling.
Hey, how much for one of those? I want one. Since the last lad, I need it. I need it. Don't take my dream.
Oh my god.
Let me.
Oh my god.
Okay. You see her look at you, and while she smiles, her eyes don't change.
Oh.
They're cold and calculating. And she looks down at her bald-headed assistant, dark skin, very nice clothes, but you can still tell there's House Botanist is a family before it's a business. And you can tell this person is probably like adopted into the family.
Mm-hmm.
But while he looks good, you can tell he still has to work with his hands. He probably, he's probably well versed in dealing with animals, even though he probably works very closely with her. He nods at her, then walks crisply up to you with his back very straight. While he speaks like a regular person, his mannerisms are very noble in stature. As he looks at you and, yes, sir. If you'd like to make a purchase of one of these animals, you can meet with us on the morrow after the festivities, and we can set down the basics of the breeding of this animal, the training of this animal, and the delivery of the animal. That is usually a 9-month period from time of purchase, if you are interested.
Can I take like a book and then like train it on the go?
No. We can't allow an animal of that temperament to be trained by someone who isn't of the house.
I miss my kava.
We have
I twitch.
certain standards. Would you like me to take your name down so you may see us on the morrow?
Darkest Stoneborn of the Knights of Fate.
He writes that down with a flourish. It'll be 3 o'clock tomorrow is our closest opening. Come see us then, and we will set aside the details. The deposit is 15,000 gold pieces. I trust you will have that with you on the morrow. Enjoy the rest of the festivities. And he puts the quill back in his coat, snaps the book closed, turns around, and catches back up with 10 die.
Wow. Two people with that kind of money. It's perfect.
He goes back to Flynn, like he just like echolocates Flynn's ego with his telepathy and just like finds him like, hey, how much do you need a kidney?
All of my organs. Why do
No.
you ask?
How
You
much
gotta
do
see
you
about
need
finding
someone
a
else's
time to
kidney?
skulk away.
I don't.
Fair.
I need to take a
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
If you want to tag along, you should leave now.
I could
Do you
get
go first?
I could get an owlbear, but I need
Yeah.
1,500
Okay.
gold.
I need a stealth check from you.
15,000.
Pass without trick.
Oh dear God!
And who are you doing?
He looks at the piece of paper again, just like
Just you and him?
Yeah, just me and him.
I can't.
So
count
add 10 to
high.
that.
Just the two of us.
Why do you
Roll a 1 and a 2.
I rolled a 1 and a fucking 2! Like, what the fuck?
It's not a 1.
Well, I
He
reattuned to
has
the
advantage
hood.
from the cloak.
I have advantage from
Ah.
the hood. That's why I reattuned to it. It's
And I
still
rolled
the
a-
funny thing is
What
it's
are y'all
still-
rolling
it's still
for?
a 15.
Is it for my owlbear? Y'all better not be fucking up.
Right?
It's a total of 25 with the.
And I rolled a 5.
Well, you've got an
my
amazing,
owlbear?
so you're good.
Right?
And a bunny.
That's a 32.
Jesus fucking
25
Christ.
and 32.
Wow.
I keep forgetting how
So
you're
the two
stab
of
people.
you
Don't
easily
stab
beat
people.
passive perception
No,
from
no
pretty much
stabbing.
everybody.
No stabbing.
You guys are now in a different campaign. Come back next week.
Okay. Hopefully the rest of the party will catch up to us.
You guys easily can slink away, and you know the location of her house. It's one of those things of you ask anyone, and they literally just go there, and you can almost see it from any location
Oh,
in
he's just
the
being
city.
a stalker.
The second largest tree after Olean is where the house of Avodalis Enclave is. And it is a series of rooms that have been tacked on to this tree around it. The tree itself has been woodworked around these structures to hold them in place, but it almost looks like Legos have been placed inside the tree, spiraling up this thing.
Right.
It's connected in some places. There are ladders, in some places there are staircases, but it is almost a hodgepodge of various structures that are placed there. You know that there is some training that's done here, though most of the animal care is done at the ground floor. Now, Avodalis is very much, they like the architecture of the old orcs and the half orcs. They like very open and airy, and you can see at least 2 balconies that are open to the out of doors that you can see from the ground floor. They both of them about 200 feet off the ground.
Well, I was gonna see about checking out, giving a quick scope out from as generous a distance away as I can manage, and see which of the sections of room actually appears to be the most heavily guarded.
It's hard to
Assuming
make
there's
out too much that's in there. Now, at the ground floor, where most people would enter,
Sorry.
there's there are 2 guards.
Yeah.
You don't see too much movement up there. You do see that in the balcony, the balconies are on the same level on opposite sides. One of the balconies is directly adjacent to what looks like a staircase that goes up. The other one, you can see light from that one. That one is the almost tallest structure of this tree.
We should probably start with that tall one,
Oi.
though it is the most likely to be occupied.
Question is, how am I going to get up there?
I can carry you
Yeah.
slowly. The more important, how are you gonna get down?
I deal with that.
I have
Gravity.
something you can use.
Well, at this point, they're already gone.
Yeah, we did.
You should have asked.
Yeah,
Should have.
Okay, so we're with you two now. What are you guys doing?
Oh my god.
I'll get this guy up to that floor as quietly as I can.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me an athletics check first, and then roll me a stealth check.
That one is a 21.
Okay. You feel you've been working out. You're still moving slow. I mean, it's still gonna take you
Arnos lifts.
a little over a minute to fly up from the ground, carrying him. But you're able to do so. Now, which end are you going to do? The lit end, or are you going to go to the balcony with light emanating from it, or the dark balcony on the other side of the tree?
I'll go ahead and drop him at the dark one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go and show you guys what I'm talking about.
Yay! Someone wanted this story to go this way.
Oh, I had more plans though, just so you know.
I never said I wasn't
Does it have to be
I never said I wasn't
15,000?
gonna steal it.
Yes. I mean, you might be able to
You are a
negotiate
thievy
that.
bastard.
You can break flame.
Huh?
Stevie.
Well, we're all going.
This is all the gold I have.
Wow, you're poor.
Are we counting the gemstone with Perry's soul in it, or just my other money?
You're not allowed to sell my soul.
I haven't taken a lot of the cuts.
How did bring down the value?
Mind you,
We
whenever
haven't bought
y'all take.
anything or sold anything for a little
That
bit.
house looks familiar. I'm not going in it.
Want to move that Tyrannosaurus, please?
Oh shit! Not this
Oh
house.
god!
Yeah,
No.
no, right?
No!
I know this house.
This is where someone got dragged away.
And
Drag back
for the sake
in.
of this, I will go ahead and
Two of
move
them.
this stuff to make it much easier.
This
for
is
you
where
all to
me and
see.
Flynn abandoned
This
everybody.
is the balcony on the back side. You
Oh,
can
wait,
see
no, I was Flynn.
that there is.
At that time.
In the
No,
back.
no, it's
The
fine. You can see that there is light emanating from underneath the door there, sir. Let me just fix a few of these.
I'm sorry,
All these
but
bits
they're
and
probably
bobs
oh,
that I
that's
have
the
spent
light balconies over there.
days,
You're out
Towards
here
the last
Vince.
couple of days painting.
I want to feed it people.
Okay.
No, crucial. I want to out there.
That would probably be best.
And
One of one since 3.5.
And I want a rock.
I may try to give you guys a nice.
You can get a rock. They're all over the ground.
I'm fairly proud of the work that I put into this one.
Oh, look at the bookcases and stuff.
And
Look at the desk!
a very, very large library.
Take pictures. Put on the thing.
So,
Just saying.
you drop him there. Do you enter the same balcony that he does?
Actually, I was gonna fly around to the lit one, like cling to it, just take a look inside, or maybe give it a
Are
flyby.
you waiting for while he's doing that? It's gonna
You
take
should
him.
probably wait. I don't know if you can get through that door without me.
I go up and inspect the door.
Yeah, I guess.
While you're moving around,
Yeah.
go ahead. We'll keep your stealth check that you roll already. Go ahead and give me your investigation.
Okay. Don't move the camera, it is perfect.
18.
So we are gonna do this. 18. The door is locked.
And we're gonna get kicked out of the village.
It is a very nice door.
Only if they do.
It's
guilt by
a
association.
oak door that's been reinforced with iron bands.
Hey.
As you move around, you flit from branch to branch, and you look inside. You can see that there is a fire burning, and sorry, this one is in the wrong place.
There's the candle over there.
Yeah, you can see there is candlelight coming from a candelabra next to the bed that is emanating out.
Is there someone in the bed?
No, the bed looks like it has been made. It is tucked in tightly. Inside this room, you see a couple of bookshelves and a
Does this
cabinet.
look like the Lady Vidalis's personal chambers?
It looks very well adorned and very ornately decorated. There's a single bed in the room. There is a used goblet and plate that are dirty that still sit on the center table. The chair that's in this room looks like it costs more than your armor.
Well, that's saying a shitload considering this shit's an artifact.
That's how much money y'all have.
This is
Mahogany from
definitely
Melchior 7.
this is definitely probably very ornately decorated room that if this isn't her bedchamber, then this is somebody who is incredibly important to the bedchamber.
Look like anything in there has been disturbed recently besides that food.
The place looks like it's pretty tidy. There is an open book on a desk in front of you, next to that very plush-looking chair. Other than that, that's it. You do see. Go to roll me a perception check, please.
Guard. I get 1. Ah, you son of a bitch. That's an 11.
11. It's kind of hard to make out anything else. There's not a whole lot of light in that room. And I mean, the plate and cup look like they glitter like gold. The
as much as I have to resist the urge to not steal all the shinies.
And the stand that the candle sits upon, it looks like it's gold as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Or do you need?
Now, at this point, now you're standing at the door.
Oh, I need 10,000.
What do you do?
Does the door look trapped at all?
Well, with your investigation, looks good.
Looks good.
Oh my god.
It is locked though.
It is locked.
And I actually wrote that to Flynn.
Do you try and pick it?
Okay, do you have these tools?
Nope.
So go ahead and roll me a dexterity check.
Motherfucker. Thanks for reminding me that I don't have them either. You jackass.
Just straight dexterity?
I'm gonna be at the little
You're
game
not,
server.
yeah, you have no thieves tools, so you don't get that added proficiency, so it's straight dexterity.
I'm not even proficient with them. That's 23.
23. You pull a one of your small thin rods that you keep for engraving on the barrel of the barrel of your rifle, and you stick that in there. You move it around a bit, and you hear click.
Perfect.
Try and carefully pull the door open.
This room is dark. You roll me a perception check, please.
Is that
That's gonna be a good one.
Oh, that is going to be a good one. I was going to use dark vision, but I don't think I really need it. 26.
There is barely any light in this room to see by, but there's light under this door that emanates out from it. You can just make out there's a couple of glitters in this room. On the table, it looks like they had been playing a game not unlike that of Mahjong or dominoes. The pieces themselves look incredibly exquisitely made. There's also a pile of gold coins in the center of the table. Next to that, on what looks to be a bar, like a dry bar, there are 6 bottles of various sizes that are stacked up in there. And there's a small leather pouch. On the opposite side, you can see on 2 very ornately made cabinets, you see various sizes of glass cups, champagne flutes, wine glasses, all made of crystal and glass, which is incredibly rare.
Loot that bitch.
As well as a few other bottles of wine and other things that are behind the doors of these cabinets.
We don't have a bag of holding.
On the bar, I go and grab one of the bottles.
Which bottle? There are several. They run of sizes. There's a short and fat one. There's one that's a square bottle that's a little bit bigger. There's the tallest bottle that looks the closest to a wine bottle, but it has a strange hourglass kind of shape.
I'll take that one.
You take that one, okay? And you stick it in your bag.
And the leather pouch.
And do you open it up or you just throw it in there?
Throw it in.
Okay, you pick up the leather pouch and throw it in there. Okay. So make sure you write those down.
And then I go over and peer, if I can, underneath the door.
So at this point, as he's moving towards the door,
I was going to say about flapping into the balcony.
You can
Quietly. Is how I
pretty
can
quietly
manage.
move into the balcony and slowly make your way in. Go ahead and roll me another perception check now that you're actually within the room itself.
That's nicer. 15.
15. You can see that there is very bright light that is emanating from a door up a set of stairs.
So that one.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'll go ahead and see about popping over to this door.
And with a 15, Perry, I do need a stealth check from you, please.
Net 1.
6, which makes that a. What did I say?
You had like 16 or 17 to stealth.
Right.
So
That's a 20.
Well, you should have one.
he has over a 20 here. So.
Okay.
33.
Yeah,
Oh,
30.
oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
What is your bonus to stealth? It's plus.
17 plus 10.
Yeah, I don't have the plus
Okay.
10 anymore.
So 27 to whatever I roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have
Expertise.
expertise on stealth.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he has a 23 dexterity.
Mm. I have expertise to stealth as well, but your ridiculous dex is what gives
He
it
has a
to me.
what?
That's what good role playing got him with the gods.
Oh, that's right.
You make your way into the room. You head straight for the stairs.
No, I've got over it. I was gonna go open the door for Perry that I don't know that he's opened yet.
I got invisibility.
As you move up to that door, you can see this bedchamber is locked, but it's from this side. There is a lock on the door.
Right, I'll go ahead and, I guess, unlock it.
Well, as you move up to the door, it slowly creaks open and your heart stops for just a moment until you see his head peek out from the other side of the
And
door.
then I see him and my heart stops.
Yes.
I'm like, fuck!
Don't freak me out like that.
Yeah, sorry. The crow calls at midnight. Wait, I'm not a crow. God damn it.
Let's go find this orb before I steal everything around in
Yeah.
here. It's all shiny.
I'll go ahead and lock the door back.
Why is it?
Okay.
Why is the bird not the
And-
one that's like the shiny?
I am resisting the urge to steal all the shinies. I'm a professional, damn it!
Don't! Out here!
I'm a professional, damn it!
I
Let's just
steal
say that
everything.
Candelabra sticking out of his shirt.
Let's
I'm
just
not
say
like that dick from the
what
Steve series.
So what are the two of you doing?
Gonna make making my way up the stairs and we can both give it a once over.
yeah, stealthily going around.
Okay, so you both checking? So you both can roll, or somebody can roll with advantage.
They're gonna be
Roll
like
with advantage.
every other
Okay.
character in Skyrim or Elder Scrolls.
I think there's
Except
might.
every
Oh
other
Jesus!
I know, right?
That's been better.
Investigation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you trained in it? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right.
not
15.
anymore.
The door itself is locked. Again, it is a very nice oak door with banded iron. It looks like it would be very tough to break it down.
There you go.
Me? You're the fucking one with
You're the one who opened the door over there.
Oh, yeah. I'll give it a try then.
I just
You're
pictured
a
him doing all
dickhead,
this
though.
while
You're a
whispering.
dickhead, though. You're a dickhead.
You guys
God,
bigger
out
like
thieving the thief without tools. I
You
feel
guys
bad.
bigger like a
23
married
again.
couple. I'm just gonna say.
As you slide that, this didn't work before, it can work again. You slide it in, you hear that click, and you feel a prick.
Oh.
I need to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, and you don't have me there for it.
Natural 20!
Natural 20, okay.
He feels so good, he gains health.
Right? He's cured of his zombie-itis.
Okay, so you would
Just a
take
syphilis.
36 poison damage and be blinded, but instead,
I'm glad you opened
you're
that.
taking 18 points of poison damage.
What am I resistant against
It's
right now?
on your character sheet.
Necrotic.
Most likely
Oh,
not
yeah.
Roger.
Okay. So you said 16?
18.
18.
Math is hard.
And I'm not playing.
You see it, you hear this, ding, and you see it clear as day as he's doing that. A needle slides out and into his finger, and you just see, oh, he gets a little green in the gills
So,
for a moment.
how
but
fast do we need to move? I should be looking at you.
You see him blinking as tears stream out of his eyes, but he seems to be okay. The tough son of a bitch.
I think I'm good.
The look on your face is perfect. That, like,
I'm letting you unlock the doors. You can have my tools. I'll train you how to use them.
So there I
You
was.
did
no
successfully
shit,
unlock the door.
by myself.
Oh my god.
I say we
Carefully and quietly open the door.
It says
In this
according to
room.
here that you're speaking bullshit.
There is a brazier next to the door that still burns, but gives off no heat. There is also a candle that burns. If you were to approach that and rubbing your hand over it, as if you would the one in her room, you would know that it also bears no heat. They are ever burning. It illuminates the most extensive library that you all have come across in your travels. A myriad of bookshelves packed with books of various different bindings. Outside of the the Library of Kornberg, there are as many tomes in this room as there are in Thriva's private collection, if not more.
Ooh.
To your left,
I thought some of those
you
shelves looked suspiciously
see
familiar.
a very strange apparatus. Actually, all these bookshelves are new. There's a very strange apparatus in the center of the room. At its center is a orb. Attached to a center column of that, you have other orbs that seem to be orbiting around this very, very slowly.
Move back, bitch.
There is almost a clockwork type of movement to this, and you can see that there is what looks to be almost a dial at the top of it. That one that would move this. Let me go ahead before I give too much away. Get a perception check from both of you, please.
Looks like a friggin'.
It's like, it's not what you're looking for.
What was it again? Intelligence?
Perception.
Perception.
Perception. That is a. Hey, thank God. Finally rolled high. 20.
13.
You can clearly see that piece at the top of it. You can adjust it, and it will change the locations. There appear to be hundreds of different points that you can move this lever to.
Are any of those orbs my orb?
Not sure. Not until you can take a closer look. At the opposite end of that, on your right side, you see a golden pedestal. Sitting atop the pedestal is a silver and platinum owl that's eyes are ruby gems that looks at you, its head turning to you all, and it moving in a very jerky, not fluid motion, very robotic in its movement. As it stares at the both of you, it makes no movement to move off of the pedestal, and it does not move its body at all, just its head.
Well, now that we've been spotted, you might want to
Against
cover
the
your
wall,
face.
against the wall, you see a desk with various books and ledgers open, some others closed. Next to the desk is a large pile of books stacked one on top of the other. Papers stick out from in between the stacks. Next to the end of the bookcases, just almost straight ahead, you see an ornate alabaster pedestal. Upon it sits a red pillow. Upon that pillow sits a crown. To your left is a closed door that you can see light emanating from beneath it.
I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that if we're going to be doing nefarious operations that we would have covered our faces already.
It wouldn't make much of a difference for me.
Oh, fair enough.
It's like, is he wearing a Dottores mask?
Yeah, he's like, make sure you cover your face! It reminds me of the scene from Hot Shots Part 2 where they hand the black guy the black face paint and he just looks at them like, really? Really? So,
go check out those orbs. I'm going to go over to this bookcase and take a quick 30 seconds and see if I find anything looking like it might be.
investigation check from both of you, please.
I will, however, go ahead and keep my wings tucked close so it looks like a cloak rather than wings. Maybe it can be confused into thinking I got a Dottores mask.
Natural one.
Investigate, 15. Or, yeah, 15.
There's none of these books have bindings, and after getting stuck, or none of them have like titles on the bindings. After you get stuck with the poison needle, the first one you're like, You can look at it, and it looks like each of these shelves has a keyhole next to each row. And it looks like some kind of mechanism locks this.
Oh.
You, would you roll?
I rolled a 15.
You approach this.
No,
This
what's
is
wrong?
ornately made and beautiful. As you look at the lever, you don't move it, but you can very faintly hear the clockwork workings inside. As the central orb, other orbs circle around it.
Yeah. No,
And-
now I'm close enough. Or...
And you can see that one of these orbs is closer than the others. But as you follow the path that it sits on, moving outward, you can see that that one would move away and another would move closer and be closer to the central orb. And it seems as if they all function the same way. They all are moving in a very precise fashion.
Does
But
any of the orbs?
None of it looks like it disconnects. They all look like they're part of the arm that's attached to the center apparatus. They're all part of that. They're very nicely made, but each of these is made of brass or bronze. They're not made of. They're not the onyx and sapphire. Even they're painted.
But it's not swirly.
Yeah, but it's not the same description that was given to you by Queen Alita.
Well, that won't do. You care to pick another lock? I mean, how much you want to bet that one's locked? I mean, redundancy and all that.
You go over there and check.
I'll give it a quick once over.
Roll me an investigation check.
That is a 9.
It's definitely locked.
I see nothing! And I'm
It's
assuming it's
definitely
poison.
What do you do?
I go
Why
over
wouldn't
and,
it be? Watch out for traps. Just the same.
you know, that's a good idea. I check for traps.
Roll investigation.
God damn, it's a good thing you have a higher bonus. Jeez.
Right? 15.
15? Fine to you.
Don't pay attention to that voice from the sky. It's trapped.
Picked a lock.
Roll a
Oh, that sucked. At this point, you're rolling higher than me.
14.
14. You stick it into the lock once again, and you're fishing around and fishing around and fishing around, and nothing seems to be happening. Then you both hear a sound.
Hold my breath.
Yeah, right?
I need both of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
And they die.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hey, it was actually kind this time. And I don't have a fucking bonus, so that's a 16.
13?
13?
The dice give us, the dice take
You
it
both
away.
begin coughing as this gas is acrid in your nostrils. It
Acrid.
hurts.
Oh, actually, I
to
do have a
breathe.
+1, so that's a 17.
Wait,
do I have an advantage on this one? That was only against magic.
That's only against magic. This isn't magic.
This is just guess.
You take 44 points of poison damage. You take 22 points of poison damage.
Holy shit.
I need you to get money from my
As
not die.
the floor
Take
that
the
you
life,
all are
of course,
standing on, you can now see that there are holes before the door, and there is gas
I'll be
billowing up from those holes.
Oh well.
You don't need his money no more.
Which way does this door open?
Smash his brains.
This door opens outward. You can see the ring on the door, so you got to open that and pull it open.
Well, I
Is
can
it
always...
unlocked?
No, you only stopped because you started.
Well, if you care to give it another shot, once again, without my tools, I'm kind of worthless.
You go ahead and roll again.
Why don't you have your tools?
Because they broke on the fake door.
Oh.
I broke that.
24.
I destroyed them
24.
opening that door.
Now, coughing and wheezing, you just kind of blindly shake it as hard as you can, and you finally hear a click, and you can wrench the door open.
And I immediately
Now,
bumps through it.
when the door opens, I need you both to roll me another Constitution saving throw, please.
72.
I wish. Ah, you rolled off a 19. That's a 10.
10.
10 and 10?
All
Yeah.
that.
How do I have a bit of
Once the door is open, the gas itself
Like a
stops.
+8.
But
They have my constitution.
I
This
rolled
makes
very,
sense.
I rolled very good last time, and I rolled very bad this time. That is 31
So
points of poison
that's-
damage to both of you.
Ow. Not a good day. Not a good
I'm
day.
really
at all.
squishy.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
26.
Oh,
Ah.
I'm actually tougher than you.
Yeah.
A lot tougher.
I'm
That's
not super
hard.
nerd though.
The door is open.
I can't.
There
really
is
convert.
yet another bookshelf in this room.
That's there.
There is a
Yeah.
desk.
This
Books
over there.
piled in a stack on top, one on top of the
Oh,
other.
you're actually right over here though too.
Listen up, guys. Books stacked, one on top of the other on this desk.
Ah, sometimes.
The gas has stopped, and while this room stinks now, like rotten eggs.
Well, I think they know we're here.
Yeah, they're gonna know that we were here.
So for cure wounds.
Mhm.
Which that's a nice.
Right.
Please.
I'll take a quick look see around since I
20,
kind of
10.
maybe know what I'm looking for.
What are you checking?
I guess I'll start with the desk, see if there's anything of.
Roll me an investigation check.
Around the books. Ah, that is a 21.
21. As you look through that desk, you can see these books are very well used. There's scribbles on this paper. You see all sorts of animal diagrams, including a few of these bears that you all have heard of. You can see that the shelf in this, that the desk has several drawers. Looking into two of the first two drawers, you open the first one. There's writing materials there, and ink balls and quills. You look in the second drawer, and in the second drawer, nestled on a velvet blanket, is an orb about the size of a baseball that has a bluish tint to it, but most of it just seems dark.
I do believe this is what we're after. I'll see if I can get it into. I'll pick it up on the blanket and see if I can get it into some light, and avoid the avoid the gaze of that.
So you don't touch it; you pick it up by the
Yeah,
blanket.
I'm assuming the worst and trying to avoid the gaze of the owl.
As you raise it up and the light catches it, that sapphire almost explodes like fireworks across its
This is
surface.
definitely what we're after. Pack.
I grab one of the random books.
You walk up to the bookshelf. Roll me an investigation check, please.
Grab the bear.
And you're doing this while he's searching the desk.
Haha! 25.
Each of these books, there's probably 50 of them, and each one of them has a 15-foot long chain attached from the bookshelf to the book.
Anything that's not chained?
Each one of these tomes is chained. The only ones that are not are the ones that are sitting on the desk. You can see where they're missing portions. All of those books are currently on the desk behind you.
I grab one from the desk.
Just a top book. Okay, top book into your bag.
We are not nearly in
It's
enough
at this
trouble.
point that you see him open this drawer and pull out the orb. Now, while you are mesmerized looking at the orb, I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Ooh. 24.
24. You hear the sound of creaking wood. And I mean something heavy walking on a wood floor.
It's time to get the fuck out of here.
Indeed. Go and wrap it up. It's already in my
Let's
bag.
see, with a 24, it sounds like it's in the room adjacent to you guys. Sounds like it's coming from the bedroom.
Is there
Get my
Oh,
bear.
right.
a window?
There's a balcony there.
There's a balcony in the next room over, so we're going
No,
to
I meant
get
like where we're at. A
No,
window?
there's no
anything?
windows.
This room is completely enclosed. This room looks like it's almost set up like a vault. There is one way in and one way out. The creaking is getting louder.
Get behind the door.
I'm gonna get behind the door that leads
where
out
do you
into the
get?
room.
Behind the other side of the door.
So there's fire right there. There's literally, you have the door. If he gets on this side of the door, right here is a brazier.
Yeah.
But you said it doesn't give off any heat.
No, it doesn't. But you're standing literally in light.
If I stand below
If
it, I'd
something
be avoiding.
walked into the room, it would immediately see you.
Behind the
So you
desk.
both want to get over here, or
Yeah.
so you're both over here?
Aye.
Okay. That creaking grows louder. Now, this door is weighted, and while you were searching this room, the door closed. You hear a click, and the door slowly begins to open, looking like something pushes it. You can hear the clinking of what sounds like jewelry against the wood, and you can hear as this creature on all fours enters the room.
Should have taken me with you, but no.
I need
trust
stealth
that.
checks from both of you, please.
Give me my bear!
Finn could have teleported us out, but we don't trust
With the
Finn.
bear!
Well, that's not good. But it's still, you know.
It's so handsome,
Oh,
look
actually,
at it!
I need 2 concentration checks from you real quick, please.
Look how pretty
Yeah,
it
I
is.
guess you forgot about
I
that.
know.
18?
That one's
Okay,
successful.
and
That's
another one.
literally greater than 10. Or 10 or greater, or is it greater than 10?
16.
Okay. You are still concentrating on your pass without a trace.
Which I'll still take that 2 that I had for the stealth, which
pretty
makes
sure-
it a 29.
Pretty sure that I'm not under its effects anymore, unfortunately.
No, you are.
Yeah,
No,
you
you
still
are.
are.
Am I? Oh,
Yeah, as long as you're within range of me.
In that case, it's 13, 23 plus 4, 27.
27? Oh, fucking 26. This giant owlbear with a collar around its neck, with a jewel that opens any locked door that he comes to into this place. You guys don't know this, but every lock within this place is magical and reacts to that. And this is basically the giant guard dog in this place.
Get it! Get it! Get it!
As it moves into the room, you guys are hiding in the deepest shadows of it. It looks right at the two of you. Its eyes pass over, those black, deep black eyes pass right over you as it looks, and then turns to the left to the smell of the chlorine gas and makes its way over there. You see it come up on its hind legs next to the door, take a few steps forward, and you hear that door click. The door next to you slowly begins to swing closed.
Can we
Out we
sneak
go.
out?
Out we go.
Start to move up. As you guys start to move out, you hear a smash. And the door is ripped from its hinges by a giant angry guard owlbear.
Want this door?
Yes. With that, the pretense of sneaking out is gone. As after that happens, you can hear it coming on that wood, coming back down where you all are headed.
Yeah.
Now that it's picked up your scent. You now are within her room. What are you all doing?
Yeah, we're jumping out the window. I'm grabbing
Straight
him
to the
and
window.
straight to the window. Out we go. Poof!
Okay, so you run, you jump out, you grab him. I need an athletics check from you, please.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, you do.
no.
Arno?
Why is your animal
Yes, you
handling
do.
only plus
That's
4?
a
It
natural
should be
one for
higher.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking die! Hey, that is a total of a 11, bitch! Shut up!
As you run and jump out of the balcony, you feel Arnos come up, unfurl his wings. You feel his arms and legs grab you. He jumps out with you, and as your weight comes against his hands and feet, you slip out of his grasp.
Die further!
As you are falling,
Where's my bear?
I raise a wine glass to the shooting star from the tree.
you fall 70 feet
Oh, Jesus!
before you hit the first branch.
Fuck me.
You know,
Now-
I can only bring him back so many times.
I'll keep that in
At
mind.
this point,
If he hits the ground, that's $5,000 I can't lend you.
You okay?
I can live.
The root for life. Root for life.
They have them trained to be
you
guard
take
puppies.
37 halved, so you take 18 points of bludgeoning damage,
Uh-huh.
I
Still alive.
need an athletics or acrobatics check from you
I think his acrobatics is higher.
to attempt to grab onto the branch and hold onto it.
Natural.
19 plus. It's acrobatics, I think, is the better one. Yes, plus 12.
As
grand for
you jump out the window, holding on the parry, and he slips out of your grasp,
31.
you have that sinking feeling in your stomach. And
How many
you
is that?
hear the smash much faster than what you would expect, him falling as far as he is. And as you look down with your dark vision, you can barely see just at the extent of your vision, Perry hit this branch full on in the stomach. All the air leaves his body.
Oh God, I've killed him!
He
Oh,
wraps his arms around it and just slides down. Now hanging with his arms over it, you just hear a...
Zombie man.
I'll take a moment to dive down there. We've got to go find a lake to drop in.
At this point, as you start flying down, there's a shadow behind you.
Oh,
You
Jesus!
gotta be bloody
As you
kidding me.
It's my
turn
puppy.
and look behind you, you see the owlbear with its paws on the balcony, its head over, and it's just looking for something. Doesn't seem to see you, but you can see this thing. You can hear its breathing from where you are.
I am a
Even
leaf on the
over-
wind! I am a shadow in the night! Let's fucking do this!
Even
Don't say the
over
leaf on the
the
wind.
wind ripping past
right.
your ears, you can still
Distance
hear
is
its
man.
breathing.
It's like a big pit bull.
Angry!
I need another athletics check.
It's so angry!
Just fuck it up.
And alright. That is a 17.
This time, as he takes hold of you, you got me?
Yes, let's go find a lake to cool those bruised ribs.
Please.
Shattered ribs.
You all make your way down. I would like a stealth check from both of you.
I'm gonna see about-
and I need you to roll another concentration check.
2. Failed
Two?
that.
So you no longer have Pass Without a Trace.
Be nice, you piece of shit.
Oi.
That is a 23.
That
He
is a
pounced on my
20.
owlbear.
You all get down. You don't think anybody notices you. As you nonchalantly make your way to the party.
No, I'm not nonchalantly making my way near something.
So where are you headed?
I'm heading to a pond to wash the stank off me. You said it smelled of egg
If you do
shit,
stink.
rotten eggs.
Pretty bad.
I don't need to
I
be
go with
reeking of the person's trap whom I'm going to be near.
So what I want you guys to do for me, please, is I want you guys to go ahead and just roll a death saving throw for me, please, to see if you can get it off with a single.
A death saving throw, so a
Yes,
50
just a 50-50.
17.
That's a 15.
Okay, so you both pretty well. You pull out a bar of soap, Arnos, that you've had for a while. It's basically just a brick of lye, and you scrub yourself
It
as hard
burns
as you
so
can,
good!
and manage to get the chlorine sent off of you. As you both are doing this in a pond of freezing cold water,
I don't feel it.
you hear giggling behind you.
Well,
Enjoying
Nah.
the view.
unfortunately, that's not an urge that I can indulge, lest someone get killed. Besides, the only one I've got eyes for is Elida.
So what do you do?
I launched myself.
Continue scrubbing and washing off the armor. Wait,
You
what is
feel-
watching us?
So you look back.
I do look back.
You see once again very naked Alita
Oh,
standing, leaning next to a tree with her arms crossed, staring at the both of you with a giant smirk on her face.
traps, and traps galore. What can I say?
Well, if it was easy, it wouldn't be a favor now, would it, love?
No, it wouldn't.
Could you maybe do something? Oh!
I can. Leave.
Okay.
You, still soaking wet, grab your clothing and walk off into the... There's now a little bit of frost coating the entirety of this forest.
Oh God.
It hasn't snowed yet, but it looks like it could at any point as that rain has turned into just tiny little balls of frost that just slowly, gently falling down.
You got dismissed, lad. Leave.
You're
You
interrupting
turn
their
over
mating
your-
ritual.
The water doesn't feel as cold once she enters it with you.
Of course not. She wouldn't touch cold water unless she really wanted to.
Does he have like tail feathers and stuff? Does he like go like
So, coming back
and like
to the group,
Water warms up. Poof. There you go.
you all have yourselves a few drinks, a nice meal, and prepare yourselves for your conversation with Olean.
preparing to buy an
Do you
owlbear?
guys know what question you are going to ask? For you all are informed that your collective can ask a question.
A question.
A question.
A question.
Well, I assume that I don't get to ask the question I want to ask, so.
I will go ahead and have you guys think about what question you're going to ask, because we want to call it here tonight. It's after 11 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and call it here for tonight.
Just before I forget, when Perry gets back, Flynn's going to be polishing the winged boots and smiling at him.
Yes!
You know, honestly,
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us here at Dice and Dudes. I hope you guys enjoyed this game section with a bit of a heist as well as a bar fight. And some character interactions and some heart-to-hearts and
Nick going crazy over
overall,
an owlbear.
Yeah, no,
great
right?
session, guys. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a blast, man.
Once again, we'll be back next Wednesday at the same bat time and same bat channel. We're going to continue with our 3-camera setup. I think this worked out pretty well, and I think it's nice to see the faces of the players for a change. Once again, Patsy, we'd like to wish you a happy birthday, and we hope you'll tune in next week. Remember, everyone, love each other, and we'll see you all next Wednesday. Good night, everybody.
You know, honestly, I was expecting teleport not to work with it. I just assumed.
Yeah, but I have wing boots.
Also,
I just love how
Also-
badly you guys were rolling on your investigation checks, so you guys missed so much.
Well, we don't. He's the smart one.
Yeah, take the guy who